Hello everybody, welcome back to Forza Horizon 4 with another rally car build. This being the Lancia Delta Integrale. I was actually going to do a wheel spin, lucky wheel spin thing. However, I saw this in real life, which I never expected. And I had to. I didn't really have much of a choice because this is just brilliant. Don't get that big of tires, 235 around. I was hoping for a little bit more on the Lancia. Now this does have one heck of a history. I mean, 6 manufacturer championships in 6 years, 4 drivers championships in 6 years. That, I mean, I could be like sensible with that because that weighs less. However, I want a hat with a wing. And I want the rally parts. And I want the little flaps on the roof with the rally lights, okay? That is just a must. I don't care if it's heavier. I'm going for the rally lights. Now, this is gonna be interesting because on paper, it might not be too bad. You know, all-wheel drive from standard. I'm putting all these parts on. And, of course, very lightweight, weighs less than 3,000 pounds from the factory. And he was my, interesting modifications. It still weighs less than 3K. It's gonna be light, it's gonna be all-wheel drive, and I think, based on the PI, it's gonna have quite a lot of power. So, yeah, we shall see. We're gonna quickly throw in a turbo. And all these parts, just to see what I'm looking at when it comes to horsepower figures. I don't think we're going to make it with the stock engine when we give it a go. Stock engine is not too bad in this vehicle, all things considered. Not too shabby. We're just going to throw all these parts on. I really want the stock engine, because the stock engine is actually very good in this car. But it's not going to, because my general rule of thumb is with this, it's like halfway. I'll roll with it, but this is not halfway. It's about 500 horsepower from the stock engine, which isn't bad from a 1990s 4-liter, 4-banger, but we are going to have to go with the turbo rally engine. It's the only engine we got. There used to be a V8 option for this. I don't know why they got rid of it. Also, that looks like a really good A-class car. I'm just saying. I'm actually going to say that too. Because that looks like a pretty darn good A-class car. 300 horsepower. And the very lightweight all handling, that seems like a very good A-class rally car. I'm going to keep that, but anyway, back to the actual build. I feel we're going to max this engine out. Yeah, I think we are. There we go. We actually don't get to the top of the class. 670 horsepower, 700 torque, weighs just 2,400 pounds, sorry. Yeah, I actually have no idea. I know it's down on PI, however, this might be an underdog, all things considered. Right, the Lancia Delta Integrale is going to have to try and go faster than, well, that Aston Martin. Aston Martin is proving quite a challenger, in fact. You know, having defended its title of 226.5 for quite some time now. And yeah, we'll see what the Lancia can do. I don't know, it could be very fast, it could also be very terrible. I have no idea. But we will find out. I'm expecting a fair bit of turbo lag because this is a single turbo and it's a turbo rally, which is inherently laggy on previous Forza games, so I don't know if that'll play a major part, we shall see. Also a slight cut, whatever, we'll deal with it later. Let's see how it goes. I'm expecting a bit of lag. It's not too bad, you know? Not too bad. It is all-wheel drive, 680 horsepower, so that's to be expected. And it's 138. It's a little late on the brakes, though. A little late on the brakes. I did do a little bit of a panicky lockup. Not my best braking I've ever done, but, you know, I just about made the corner. Missed the apex by about 5 miles, but, you know, it's not the worst. That's running wide. No, I was hoping I could carry the speed. It was almost looking like he was gonna make it, and then it didn't make it. Then it didn't make it at all. then it crashed and died at 100 miles an hour. That's painful. Right, other than the slight too much speed moment, not too bad actually. I clipped that with my, probably my wing, same thing there. That was quite lucky. I mean, it doesn't matter because this run's already effed because of the unfortunate rock incident. That rock has claimed many victims now, if I recall. But it does let us go flat out for the rest of the run just to see how we can fare, a maximum attack where you don't really care at this point. And you see, that's a little too much. We learned not to chuck it into that much. It is a little too slow. Also, don't go out wide. That gets you all out of shape. We're also very wide there. We don't hit the wall. We don't hit the wall that time. Yeah, it's a very terrible run. Very terrible run. But it's good to get the terrible run out early. Get the bad run out, and then you'll have space for the remainder. For good runs, and clean runs, and fast runs. As you should. Woo. Alright, that's not too terrible. You have a little bit of a secondary bounce there, actually, which is not ideal, I will be honest. However, I like it in here. I overtook it a little bit because I was trying to carry the speed. So, rubbish run. Utterly terrible run. But it does give me a sense. I think this vehicle might not do too badly, all things considered. It is quite down on PI, but I think it will, even despite hitting a rock face and being generally sloppy, I don't think it's gonna be last. That's the funny thing, it's not last. 236, it's faster than the Transit. So, I think it has some potential, Has some potential. Second attempt for the Lancia Delta. I want this to do well. It's gonna be an underdog story because it's way far down on PI. Which should mean it's terrible handling, because if it has 700 horsepower and lightweight and all-wheel drive and it's still down on PI, that generally means there's a problem with the handling, but really I don't see that much of a problem with it. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see how this car reacts. I think it has some potential. Certainly I think a top 5 is possible, provided I don't hit a rock face and run wide here. That's generally a good idea. There we go. Alright, there we go. That is the hairpin dealt with nice and neatly. Now, if we cannot hit a rock face, there we go. That's a lot smoother. Nice tight line. Carrying some speed. Getting a little bit of gradual, nice slow oversteer. I say nice and slow. It's not the worst. It's better than snappy oversteer. Snappy oversteer is awful. That's not ideal. Can we not do that? That is the downside to short wheelbase. You saw right there. It actually gave us a 180 skill, which is never a good thing on a rally stage. Unless you're Ken Block, you don't really want to be doing 180s. More rocks. Why are you magnetically attracted to rock? That's not possible. Stop. Now it's all over the place. No, this run is also all sorts of screwed up. Alright, we're carrying very good speed despite not sliding around. That's some very good front-end turning. Very good, in fact. We'll get a wider line here. We can cut back on the exit. Get a better exit, faster exit, which is good, because this is a, I say more acceleration car. It's kind of an average, really. Has decent handling, provided you don't mess up the wheelbase sliding, like you saw on the uphill. And it has decent acceleration because of that turbocharged engine. And of course, the very lightweight frame weighs, what, 2,500 pounds, I think was the end? Should people don't really remember. Unfortunately, the upper half was terrible, which is why I don't think we're going to do particularly hot on this run. Because it was a very, very good downhill, and I like that corner. The corner's not too bad. However, it's just not quick. And I think it's because of that sloppy uphill section, you know? It was just so painful to drive through there with this vehicle. It was... And I run a little bit wide, use the handbrake. It's not bad, but it's also nowhere near as fast as I was hoping. It's a second and a half faster. But remember how I said I wanted a top 5? We're gonna have to pull in one hell of a lap if we want to get close to that. Jesus. It all comes down to this. Can the Lancia... My goal now is to get a 3-minute. That's it. That's my only objective. A 3-minute run, or in our time case, 2:33. Because if we can do that, we'll be pretty solid. Otherwise, it's not looking too good, and it's going to have to have a very good run. And really, just having a clean run will provide leaps and bounds faster, but it's going to be high pressure, for sure. Very high pressure, for sure. So, here we go. It is a better launch. It is a better launch. And, yeah, it's going to be interesting. It is... There we... A little bit too tight, but it's not too bad. You get good acceleration out the other end. Now, I like this corner, how he took it originally. So you lift off, get a little bit of gas throughout it. There we go. It's a little bit wider, however, I'm not too fussed about that. Alright, we don't slide around as much. We carry 103 through that corner, is very good. Now, we don't want to get sideways over here, that's a good run. Okay. We have improved already on previous time. Now we just need to either match our previous pace up here, or go faster. 3 out of 3 times we've nearly hit rocks, or have hit rocks. I think that's a record. I mean, that does show how much I am pushing this car to try and do well, because I really want it to do well. We run a little bit wide, but we carry good speed. Alright, now we're going to try and be a little neater through here. We're a little bit wide. There we go. Okay, we're cutting the corner a little bit. It's not too bad. Might have been a slightly slow exit. Now we're going to try and get this double apex perfect. It's not quite perfect. But we didn't hit the rocks again, which is always a good thing. This thing likes to get magnetically attracted to rocks. Come on, this is your home turf. This is rallying. And no vehicle on Earth is better at rallying than the Lancia Delta. Come on, car. Use the flick oversteer. Okay, whoa. Oh, no, we're getting a twitch. No. Okay, we're good. That's a little slow, but we didn't spin it, which is good, because this thing has a very small wheelbase and is very easy to spin out. Use the railing a little bit to slow us down. Come on, car. It's on for a better time. Can we get in the sub 3 minutes? I don't know if we can. Come on, please! I want a 2:29, ideally. Because we ain't gonna win. But I think we can do relatively decent. That was a good final quarter. Heading down to the line. It's gonna be very close. It's not gonna do it. No! 2:31. Ah. Darn it. I tried. That was a pretty solid run when it comes to actually having everything neat and tidy. I gave it my all. It's the wheelbase. The wheelbase is just too small. If it was a bit better, we would be so good. If it was a bit longer, we had a bit bigger tires, we would be unstoppable around here. But it's a small hatchback with 700 horsepower and 235s all around. It's gonna struggle in the tight hairpins and slides. And that run wasn't too bad for oversteer when it comes to like mega oversteer, but wasn't good enough. It is fractionally. I'm talking about 1/100th of a second difference between this and the ACR Viper. So, it's not bad. It's faster than an Evo, but It's not good enough. On the plus side, it is the fastest purpose-built rally car, but it's just not good. Very disappointed. I really like the Delta, but there you go. That will be it for this episode of Forza Horizon 4. Back with more